Hi, welcome back to Better You. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson, and I'm here with my co-host, Hafiz Stokes.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining me today, Hafiz. You know, we have some of our teens in our community that's joining us today. And before we get started talking about our topic, let's go around and introduce ourselves first. Let's start with you.
My name is Jasmine Smith, and I go to Myers Park High School.
And
Kia Nolan. I go to Harding University High School.
My name is Denisha, and I also go to Harding.
you know, today we're going to talk about, and I'm so glad we have girls here today with me. Today we're going to talk about teen images and how people see you and how you see yourselves. So when I say that, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
To me, I just think about how you try to make yourself look in high school, especially because everybody wants to have a certain image about themselves. They don't want to be perceived as shy or quiet because everybody wants to be social and accepted. So.
Uh-huh. And what about you, Denisha?
Peer pressure comes to mind, trying to be like everybody else, not trying to be like an outcast.
And you, Jasmine?
I'm trying to fit in.
Trying to fit in? So what do you think about when people say teenagers today, most of them are overweight? What comes to mind when you hear that?
Laziness. That's
Lazy?
what I think about.
What else?
I guess it's just not pushed as much because people don't want to be in a situation when they feel insecure, so nobody comes out and says that you need to work on your eating habits or work on how often you exercise. So I just think that it's not as huge of a problem, but it could be solved.
So why don't you think teenagers exercise much?
Because they think they can do whatever they want to at some points. They act like they're older than they are.
I think they're like focused on everything but their body image and what they look like, trying to be anything else but that.
So when you think about some of the artists that we have out there, like Beyonce, Rihanna, some of the movie stars too, all of those ladies are super thin, and they have to work really hard to get there. So would you all be willing to do that work to get to be that thin? Or do you even want to be that thin?
No.
It
I don't wanna
depends
be
on
that
what it
thing.
takes to get there. I guess, if you know what you're supposed to look like, if you're not eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, then you know that you're not at the right size. That means that you should be eating healthily. Health and wellness.
Healthily.
Sorry. Health and wellness is more important than your image to me. Because why would you die if you have a bad image? So.
Yeah, because a lot of people go to the extremes to try to be that size, like anorexia and bulimia, and that's on the rise today. Do you all know anybody that's doing that?
No. I have a friend who doesn't eat breakfast, but other than that, no.
You better watch her. Tell her to stop missing meals.
Is
or,
that?
I'm feeling.
So we have someone at the table that doesn't eat right.
I
you
eat
don't skip it
everything.
like that.
I just don't eat breakfast. I grab something and go, but I don't like sit there with the cereal and all of that.
Oh, but you eat something.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're eating something to break that fast
Well, I don't
from
eat
sleeping
breakfast
all night.
because, let's see. Well, it's because my mom, she gets us late to school and everything, so I don't have time for breakfast, and I sometimes don't really like eating breakfast because I don't. It's just something about breakfast that isn't like, I despise breakfast.
See, y'all getting old already. You know, older people, when you start getting in your workplace, we're the ones that normally miss breakfast because we got to wake up early in the morning. We have to go to maybe we may grab like some coffee or maybe a biscuit if we have time, but most of the time we're rushing to go to work, so we just like, I'm gonna just go straight to lunch when I get to work and all. But you know, breakfast is an essential. You know, what's the most important meal of the day?
It
They say
is.
sometimes.
That's what they say.
right?
It
That's what they say.
starts off your
So,
metabolism. So
yeah,
if you don't
so-
eat breakfast, you're not burning off fat.
Yeah, so while y'all young and beautiful girls, you know, try to get a little breakfast in and, you know, at least your 3 meals of the day, you know. But, you know, as far as what you eat, that's one thing. You know, they always say try to get your 3 meals in. And for what you eat, that's depending on you and your diet and what you take in. And, you know, so yeah, definitely, you know, adjust that and make sure you handling that. You know, while you're young, definitely.
At your school, have you noticed that most of the girls are overweight or obese?
It's kind of
Some
It's
of
like a
them,
mix, like half, not half, kind of.
You don't
They
have.
look-
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you can't like judge people because some people like they take after parents or whatever.
Yeah.
Good
But
point.
you can look at some
Hereditary.
of them and say you're kind of. You can tell that you could be like a little smaller than you are, but you don't have to be like skinny.
And you brought up a good point because obesity, that is, yeah, a lot of factors go into place whenever a person is overweight. It could be heredity. It could be they may be on some type of medication that's making them gain weight, or they could just not be exercising and not eating right. So tell me, you ladies, what do you all do for exercise and to stay
Walking
fit?
up the stairs every day.
Yes. It's
And
like,
that's it?
I have gym, but I don't do anything at gym. I don't like sweating, so.
I have younger siblings and chasing after them
I
all
don't love
day.
dancing
Like
anymore.
after school,
Oh,
that's a lot of exercise when
Uh-huh.
you think about it.
So you're not in any sports?
I do track and basketball,
Ah.
and my exercise for most of the day is walking the quad at Mars Park.
Uh-huh.
It's my exercise, and if I don't do that, I go to the gym with my mom.
Uh-huh.
I don't exercise. I mean,
So-
I danced for a long time, but when I stopped, it was a big difference. So.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, well, I got really lazy. Like, all of a sudden, like, I used to stretch almost, like, at least 3 times a week. Now I stretch, like, every other Friday. Or if I stretch at all, it's in gym. So
Uh-huh.
it's kind of awkward. Everybody's staring at you while you're stretching. Like, okay. So I don't really do it as much as often anymore.
Uh-huh.
Most of the foods at CMS schools have a lot of fat in them.
Or they're
Uh-huh.
nasty.
Yeah,
Like they
like at
serve
Myers Park, you eat pizza and hamburgers every day.
But don't they give you choices?
Well, see,
Yeah, but
the
that's
thing.
students
what
just don't eat it
The
though, right?
choices
They
aren't
always eat
appealing.
pizza.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
choices are not
attractive.
appealing.
It's not.
They
Like
have
if-
like pizza. Like last
They
week, I
pizza
just
be
took a
burnt.
napkin and just took off all the grease. It was so nasty.
and they serve fries
Fries
every
every
day.
Yes.
You get a big plate of fries, and that's like all half the students are hard to eat. And it's not, to me, it doesn't look healthy at all. Like,
It
you're just
isn't
eating
healthy.
a bowl of fries, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I
So-
eat pizza every day, so
So have you all ever thought about taking your lunch to school?
I have. My mom complains
I
about the bread.
take
See, now
stuff.
that's
think
an
lunch-
image. That's an image thing. That's an
West,
image thing. See, I think we grow out of that in middle school,
Elementary school.
maybe elementary school. Because I mean, I took my lunch in, well, maybe not middle school, but all the way through elementary school, I took my lunch. I mean, I didn't have like a book bag. I mean, I didn't have like a lunch box. I mean, I grew out of that.
Oh, okay.
He had a lunchbox back
I had a
then, huh?
lunchbox, but like after a while, I grew out of it, and I just like had like a paper bag. And
Uh-huh,
it was just trash because but like after a while, you grew out of the lunchbox.
Yeah.
Lunchboxes are unappealing.
Especially in high school.
But some people still like I went, well, they wasn't all in my in crowds, people who maybe in middle school who had lunch boxes, but they just did it just to to be funny or just for show, or maybe some people actually did use lunch boxes because they were still a kid at heart and they just wanted to have a lunch box.
Or they were nerds.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Some people bring like shopping bags as lunchboxes, like a
Walmart
Abercrombie-
bag.
Abercrombie
Yeah.
and Fitch bags. They bring
Hollister
those, Hollister
bags.
bags as a lunchbox. At least you still look
Decent.
acceptable. You look presentable.
So somebody brings a Gucci Louis Vuitton bag to lunch, has lunch in it.
I mean, you still
Like
it's,
tuition.
it's all about your image though.
Yeah,
You got a
exactly.
Walmart bag for your lunch bag. People think you have no money. If you bring like a Hollister bag, they're like, oh, she got enough money to bring that bag for her lunch. Like, okay.
See, and that's exactly how it is in high school. Like how y'all was saying, fitting in, peer pressure, having an image, and all of that can, plays into how you take care of yourself and what you look like and your appearance. All of that you deal with all of that in high school and beyond. It may not be as much as a big thing once you get older because you're like, well, if this is how I am, I ain't gonna. I mean, I can trim a couple pounds here and there, but I'm here. If I'm this skinny, I'm this skinny. If I don't have a butt, I don't have a butt. If I don't have this, I don't have that. So, yeah.
Most people try to lose weight during the summer.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think. I try to lose weight for the summer, but
Uh-huh. For the summer or during the summer?
for the summer.
For the
I
summer.
did the total opposite during the summer because last year everybody was like, "You're too skinny." I was like, "Okay, I'm not that skinny." So over summer, I didn't care. I just ate like chicken and ribs and bread all the time.
Ew.
And so what happened? And what
And then
happened?
it was a big difference. I came back to school and everybody was like, "You look normal."
I
Wow.
did. I noticed
Denise was the
it.
first person to notice. She was like, "Are you serious?" I was like,
I noticed everything.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
When it comes, I just want to throw a question out there. When it comes down to like taking care of yourself and like image, is it more important to girls or guys?
Girls.
I think it's both.
You think it's both?
Because, at our school last year, we had a boy that everybody used to pick on all the time. And I'm still friends with him now. But he told me, like, a lot of things that girls used to say to him really did affect him. Like, girls would tell him he was unattractive. They told him he couldn't dress. And he really took it to heart. So I think that affects both. Because girls hear everything. Like, people talk about girls all the time behind their backs and things like that. And believe it or not, a lot of words that people say about me, I take it to heart. And I don't... Maybe it's not positive for me, but I actually do take a lot of things that people say personally. So,
What are some of the things that they say?
I mean, it's just in general. Like, they were like, oh, you didn't match yesterday. Okay. Or they were like, that sweater you had on Tuesday, it was a little tacky. Or, like, they say, like, you cut your hair. Maybe you shouldn't do it like that. Like, people just tell you things. Well, no, people don't tell me that specifically, but I'm just saying, like, every once in a while you just hear, like, a little comment. You're like, oh, well, maybe I should just think about that next time.
Uh-huh. Has that happened to either you two?
Yeah.
Like, give us some examples.
Like, okay, so say you sit in front of the classroom and, people are always going to talk about you. That's the circle of life.
Right.
So,
that's so true.
Say I had on something that doesn't match. You hear everybody in the back of the classroom saying, what is she wearing? What was she thinking?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Or they're like, her hair is a lot messy.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Well, I don't
hair
get
is like
picked
that
up with
all
my
the
hair.
time.
It's like
my
a
hair done
common-
every week.
Yeah.
Especially how you dress.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Like, when you try to
Constantly.
fit into some different groups, you have to be this certain way, or you have to wear this certain thing just to
Yeah.
get in that group, or you have to be
Oh,
this
really?
certain person
It
to be in
kind
that
of
group.
like they don't say it like specifically, but you can tell like people who wear certain brands and do certain things, they all hang out together. Like people
gotta
who
act a
are
certain way.
upper class, like upper scale compared to other people, they're spotlight fake polo every day. They're like, oh, that's not real, or they'll just say like
Yeah.
when people have one,
They're just
nice,
stereotyping.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
like all the Hollister kids hang out together because that's what they all have in common. All the kids who, I guess they have less money hang out together because it's
I
what they
don't
have in
get
common.
it because I'm not about to spend $50 on
A
one
pair of
shirt
jeans
that
or
I'm gonna wear
something.
every
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
That's just not me.
Well, it's a way you can, like, one thing I used to do, like, I know I didn't have, I mean, my parents were wealthy and I couldn't afford all the major clothes. I may get like a nice name brand shirt or jeans every other year. So, but I mean, you can bargain shop and just create your own style. People,
Uh-huh.
and if you're just comfortable with your own style, you ain't got to be like everybody else. I know it's really difficult to deal with that in high school because it's such a big image thing. You just want to fit in. You just want to fit in. Like, oh, I'm too small, or my hips need to be bigger, or I don't have my butt's not as big as hers, or I don't look good in these jeans, or I can't wear shirts like this because this and that. But if you just find what's cute for you, like
Right.
style yourself. You your best stylist. A stylist once told me that you are your best stylist. Now, a stylist that celebrities have, they can afford it. Celebrities still style themselves, but a stylist is just somebody just to give them like, okay, that does look good. Just they pay them, they get paid a lot of money to say, oh yeah, you look good with that on. But Beyonce really does put on like her stylist just tells her, okay, that looks good. But Beyonce says, okay, I want those boots. I want those Manolo boots. I want that East Saint Laurent dress. I'm gonna try it on how it looks on. The stylist just tells you, okay, yeah, that looks good. I think you should get it.
Some
That's
of
all
these
it is.
celebrities,
You got your
they
own
don't be
style.
matching. Like,
Really
You
don't.
got that
You're right,
They
but they're
really
comfortable.
don't.
They're
All the
comfortable in
money
their
they
own
have,
style.
and they
Yeah,
can't
they're
match,
comfortable.
like,
Yeah,
That's a shame.
a lot of them. Like I look at, no offense, but Will Smith's kids, like they dress
oh my goodness,
Crazy.
out of the world, but
Crazy.
they got their own style.
looks
and they
nice
look,
on
and they look
them.
hot,
On
and people are
them,
starting to copy
yes.
it now. Yeah,
Cause
It's
we
wacky.
saw a little girl recently. She had a pink bang in the front, and she had some
A
tracks
what?
that was, this little 8-year-old girl had a pink bang, like a hot pink bang in the front, and like some curly tracks in the back. And she was like
Curly
8,
tracks?
7, and we were like, "Who inspired your mom to let you get that? Like that was too much."
Willow Smith.
Yeah.
But
or
you
Nicki
know,
Minaj.
some people, you do something wild like that, and you seem to be like, oh, I want to fix my hair like that. You
Yeah.
start doing it, and another person, and another person, and another person. And guess what? When you become our age, It's the same thing. Because people at work, they talk about each other's clothes and what they're wearing and how their hair are. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Except, like, once you get like older, you just kind of like, it don't bother you as much. Like you are in high school, you like, well, this is what I am. Like Mary J. Blige say, "Take me as I am." This is what I am now. I dress like this. I wear jean shirts and jean pants matching together. I know we didn't wear that since the 80s, but this is what I wear. This is what plaid. I wear plaid on plaid. This is what I wear. I know y'all may not like it, but this is what I wear.
Oh my goodness. Plaid on plaid, black on black. It's not
Yeah,
black shirt, black pants, and black shoes does not match. It really doesn't.
But it goes together.
Like
And
black
then it'd be
pants
like
and black
faded
shoes.
jeans and
faded.
faded-
It's not match.
It
Sorry.
doesn't?
Like black pants and
It
black
depends
shoes
on how you put
and
it
a white
together.
shirt. That's not cute. But he got like something in the middle.
It's black and gray.
Oh,
just-
okay.
yeah,
So we're learning something about style today.
Yeah. I thought I had a unique style, but I guess
mean,
you
like,
can always learn
you
something
look
new about
nice.
fashion. Yeah, I mean, fashion is one of those things that's always changing and transition. And it's the one thing about fashion that it's always, it can either take a step back to the vintage, or it can revamp to something new. So it's always changing. And so some people say, "Oh, that's out of style." 2 years from now, it could be back in
Repetitive,
style. And so like even with sneakers, like kids wearing, people don't even wear the newest sneakers. They wear the retros now of sneakers. So retro stuff is coming back, and
Converse is never going out of style.
Never.
Lord knows Jordan would never go out of style. The man would make money till he's not even playing basketball.
Not
Still,
anymore. He
people
still
still
makes
wearing
money.
Jordans. Like,
I present to you Algebra 2. Who will step up to his challenge?
Me.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
So what do you all think about the young kids that have clothing lines, like Willow Smith and her brother, and Madonna's daughter has a clothing line, Miley Cyrus has a clothing line. What do you think about their clothing lines?
Miley Cyrus.
I
I don't
would
even
not.
touch her stuff.
Some of
Why?
her
I
stuff
have her
is
pants on
it's
the hand.
okay.
Some of it.
I have a pair of her jeans,
Uh-huh.
but like
Some of that stuff, I'm just like,
it's not. I don't think it's gonna look right on me. It may
Yeah.
look on her, but not on
on
me.
me.
I'm wearing her pants right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Your pants look cute though. I was gonna tell you that, but
Thank
some
you.
of the stuff she had, I'm just like, who told you that was cute? Like she had like some leather leggings, but they stop at like way above your ankle. That's not.
well, you see, if you look at Miley Cyrus and like Willow Smith, their fan base are like middle school kids and younger. So a lot of those kids are gonna wear a lot of that stuff. Now maybe y'all age and whatnot, and us older, maybe somebody like House of Darion, Beyonce stuff, or like Waka Red, Jay-Z, or even the grown stuff, grown expensive stuff like Louis, Gucci, and Prada, all that kind of stuff. That that's kind of geared to us. I mean, you may see like a young kid wearing Prada, but they not all the time because they don't have jobs. They can't afford it unless their parents buy it. But I mean, yeah, like a lot of like Miley Cyrus stuff, Willow Smith, and even Raven Simone, her stuff. Like their fan base. You look at their fan base. Their target fan base is middle school kids and younger. So it's geared to them. You see a lot of them wearing that. And, I mean, adults may wear it too. Everyone's like, well, I do like these jeans, but it's been primarily you see a lot of them wearing because it's targeted to them. And all the older stuff is targeted to us, such as like I said, all the more expensive, exclusive lines and of celebrities that are older. Their fashion is geared to us because we, obviously we know more about it. We can afford it, or so, yeah.
I mean, ladies, what do you all think about the men or boys that have the pants way down?
I mean, it's their style, but what they want to wear.
I don't want to
I
see
think
the
it's
boy
funny.
pants all the way up here,
But I don't want to see their hands.
I don't want to
and
see your
stuff.
whole butt. Like, okay, I guess because fashion says that if you could see like a little bit, it's supposed to be cute, but I don't want to
You
see the
put
whole
on than
thing.
your ankles. That's just
That's
disgusting.
nasty. Yeah.
I
That's
despise that.
I mean, maybe you have one like basketball shorts under your pants. Okay, that's
why do boys wear
okay.
basketball pants? Like
Same,
Because
the
if
same
they gotta
reason
go
why
play a game,
girls
just
wear
take it
tank
off.
tops under their shirts.
yeah. I just
So do you all know why guys started wearing their pants like that?
Yes,
Tell
because
me.
when they went to jail,
Okay.
everybody's grandpa tells this story. They go to jail, and then
Get
when you pull their pants down a little bit, that makes shows other guys they're available. But
Oh,
It's been-
okay.
it's just been adapted into
not in a,
fashion
available in a good way.
Uh-huh.
Nasty. So
Yeah, a lot of the entertainment.
Don't drop the soap.
especially. Yeah, a lot of entertainment, especially as far as music, has really put that style out to the forefront, and a lot of guys manipulate that. So that's primarily where a lot of guys get that from. Even now, it used to be baggy jeans sagging. Now it's skinny tight
Skinny
jeans
jeans
sagging. So
sagging.
now it
Yeah.
just look like they just
couldn't pull them all
couldn't
out.
hardly breathe in the
Yeah.
pants, and then they got them like, I got to get them off, but I can't take them off. I got to get them off, but I can't take them off. They're so
You're
tight.
right. I saw Justin Bieber on a talk show, and his pants were hanging down low, and they were super tight.
He couldn't
I'm
pull them
like,
all the way up. That's
I'm
why.
like, can you not make
That's
up your
how
mind
most
which
boys wear
ones
skinny
you
jeans.
want?
Yeah.
That's like what?
That's why most boys want to wear skinny jeans to sag and all that other stuff. Show they stuff back there.
Oh, man.
It just makes you wonder, like if they had to really run somewhere, they would never make it.
Never.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
the
don't
shoes
rob a
they
bank.
wear.
Don't rob a bank or do nothing crazy.
Don't run track. Period.
So I know, speaking of like image, I know an actor made a movie about hair.
Oh, okay.
So what's I mean, I'm not an expert on hair, especially black women's hair. So maybe I'm sitting here at a table full of women. Maybe I can elaborate me on the different styles of hair. Cause I don't know. I see different styles. I see one hair. I
Shades
see
on
like
the
one is
side.
long right here, then it's kind of shaded on the like cut
Yeah,
short
this
right
is-
here, and then like a woman's mohawk. Like I thought my mom had one, but she was like, nah, the girl just cut it like a little bit higher right here and it's lower right here. I saw, oh, look, kind of like a female mohawk, but I don't know. I see a lot of girls wearing it. And then I see girls who got like parts in the back of the head, like guys like would wear like a line or a part right here. It's so many different styles. So I mean, and then of course the micro braids, and then just regular long hair, and then short hair. And then I see a lot of girls now going bald head, like haircut like me. So
That's-
I don't know. I'm lost.
And then some of the pretty girls, like prettiest girls, that just go to the other side, and it's not pretty.
Some people they can pull that off.
Some people.
Some people
That's some
can pull it
people.
Pull
off.
what off?
So who
Like,
can pull it off and what? Like, do you have to
I
have
can't pull it off.
a symmetrical face?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
all
that.
with your face.
Yeah,
Or-
people with like a fatter face usually get like a bob or something. People with skinny face get like
Long.
maybe
With
like
the
tracks or
hair.
extensions, something like that, to make their hair look like it goes around their face so they don't look as skinny. So it just depends. Most people's stylists will tell them what to get.
So a woman with
Yeah.
a heavier face couldn't wear like a woman mohawk.
What?
No.
No,
No.
because then it just make her face look even bigger. So
All right. So she couldn't wear a real short haircut either, like a bald head.
No.
Maybe like a bald head, but like a low haircut like mine.
the bald heads look funny to me because this half of your hair is gonna be this long and the other half of your hair keeps growing. It doesn't make sense to me.
Ew.
It's
Yeah,
like
like Willa Smith's hair.
Yeah.
She's got one side shaved.
shaved
I'm like,
off. But then
She has a more thinner face, so it
Yeah.
kind of
it looks kind
it
of
looks
cute.
it looks kind of cute. Yeah.
If she turns to one side.
what do you all think of her song "Whip My Hair"?
It was
I like
okay.
The video, it looks. The
I
first
bet
part,
her
I
hair
thought she
hurt
was gonna-
afterwards.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
yes. But people play the song so much. I got kinda tired
My
of
little
it.
brother he be in the room whipping his hair.
No.
Yes.
My sister
Yes.
did too. I caught her
He
whipping her
his
hair.
and he doesn't have any hair.
That gets that.
My mama
gives
be
me a
whipping her
headache.
hair.
I don't whip my
So
hair.
I'm
It'll
looking
get
at the
messed
different
up.
styles of hair now. Y'all have. What are these
Don't
styles?
look
of
at my
hairs
hair.
like
No,
that?
don't
I
look at
have
my hair.
weave.
If y'all would like to tell me, I don't know. I'm not
I
an
mean,
expert.
to me, extensions are cute because it's a good way to make it look like your hair's growing, and then you can just get more and more until your hair is the way you like it to be. I mean,
Unless it
Yeah,
has
it
to look
look
nice.
right.
people with bad tracks. Oh my goodness, it's
What
so
are bad
annoying.
tracks? How can you
They've
tell
been
it's a
there
bad
for like
track?
2
A long
months,
time.
and it's just like coming off of your head. Those are bad tracks.
And like with the micro, your new growth all out. And
Like this right here.
Well, I've
you
seen
know,
worse.
Yeah,
Black hair, we're real sensitive about our hair.
Yes.
Black
That's
women.
why a
now.
movie was made about black, like a long feature length film about
Yes.
black hair.
But he said some smart stuff. Like black girls not like other people to put their
Oh,
fingers
I
in their
really.
hair.
Oh, my hair was
hate
curly
that.
this week, and everybody had
Was like, oh, let me.
No.
No.
I get my hair done every Sunday or Monday, and I don't want people's fingers in my head.
I mean, I let my friends.
I will swatch your hand.
My friends will tell me my part is
Swatch your
messed
hand.
up. Like I cannot part with
Like,
anything.
right
And
now.
she'll come to me and be
So,
like, let me fix this. And
That's the
okay.
reason why, like, sweat and perspiration will kind of mess up a
Yeah.
hairstyle.
Yeah.
So
That's why black women don't go swimming.
don't go
Yeah.
swimming.
For
and
the
don't
most
try
part.
to exercise.
Unless
Some
you got
do.
time to get it done.
Some do. Let me put that out there. But
Yeah, I
most,
know a
for the
lot
most
do.
part,
Not with perms.
we're
But
not
you try
getting
to
our hair wet.
salvage
The
your
hair.
hairstyle at least for a couple more days, especially if you just got it done.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to just
Or if you
sweat
don't
it
have
out and shit.
time. Because, like, some girls, they wash their hair, like, once a week or, like, once every 2 weeks. I try to wash my hair every 2 weeks, but it don't always happen because it might not look that bad. So,
Because you have to have a plan for
Yeah.
afterwards.
That's
you
why
gotta
I'm
have
trying
an
to
appointment
save
or
it.
something.
yeah. Because I don't have time to flat iron and blow dry. And
My hair is
all
a
that
very
stuff.
long process and washing.
Yes.
I didn't know it because I was actually on the phone talking to one of my female friends and she was like, she asked me, what are you about to do? I was like, oh, nothing chill. She said, well, you want me to call you later on? I was like, yeah, what you gonna be doing? She's like, I gotta wash my hair. And girls used to use that as excuses when they didn't want to date a guy, and now it's like, oh, she just using excuses. But now I look at it, maybe she really did gotta wash her hair and do all of that.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of work.
You know,
Yeah.
guys, we could go on and on and on talking about our images, especially women, because, you know, we have a lot of issues and a lot of stuff we have to look at and we have to do in order to get ready. I want to thank you all for joining me on my show.
Yeah.
If you want to if you want to find out more information about teen images, you can go to my website at www.abettyushow.com and continue to view in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on Public Access Channel 21.